Parker is a 2013 American action thriller film directed by Taylor Hackford and written by John J. McLaughlin. Starring Jason Statham and Jennifer Lopez, the film is adapted from Flash Fire, the 19th Parker novel written by Donald Westlake under the pen name Richard Stark. Primarily set in Palm Beach, Florida, Parker marked a departure for Hackford, who hoped to make it his first film noir. The film, produced on a $35 million budget, was conceived following Westlake's 2008 death, when producer Leigh Alexander secured the rights to it. The film was premiered in Las Vegas, Nevada, on January 24, 2013, and was released in the United States on January 25, 2013, where it generally received mixed reviews, with many critics feeling the film was a poor adaptation of the book and typical of Statham's sub-par action films of the past few years. Many found Statham well fitted for the role of Parker and praised Lopez for providing comedic relief. It grossed $46 million worldwide at the box office. Parker premiered on Netflix in the United States in March 2021, and a week later was briefly the #1 film on the streaming service. 5. Plot. Parker is a professional thief who is asked by his mentor Hurley to take charge of a job with a crew he does not know, consisting of Melander, Carlson, Ross, and Hardwick. They succeed in robbing the Ohio State Fair, but Hardwick alters part of Parker's plan, resulting in an unnecessary death. Enraged about the killing, Parker refuses to participate in a jewel robbery they offer. Needing his share of the Ohio loot to finance the bigger job anyway, Melander tells Hardwick to kill Parker and they leave him on the side of the road. Parker survives and is picked up by farmers. After escaping from the hospital, Hurley directs Parker to New Orleans, where Hardwick's brother tells him the crew are in Palm Beach, Florida. Hurley tries to convince Parker to take his own money and leave the issue alone to protect him and his daughter Claire, who is also Parker's girlfriend, from retribution brought by Hardwick's uncle Danziger, a mob boss in Chicago. Parker refuses. Danzinger's hitman tries to capture Claire, but she escapes. Parker goes to Palm Beach and masquerades as a rich Texas oil baron named Daniel Parmitt looking for an expensive house. Real estate agent Leslie Rogers shows him a supposedly vacant home recently purchased by someone named Rodrigo, which piques his interest. Leslie is a struggling divorcee, who asks Parker on a date, but he declines. When she checks his credit, she finds his identity, obtained from one of Hurley's connections, is phony. Desperate for money and a way out of her mother's condo, Leslie offers her help. When Parker tells her the next job is a jewel heist, Leslie says there is a jewel auction nearby. The hitman finds Parker and attacks him in his hotel, but Parker throws him from the balcony and escapes. A cop comes to Leslie's condo asking about Parmitt and the altercation, since she showed him houses. During the conversation, Leslie finds a bleeding Parker on her porch. She gets the cop to leave, promising him a list of the places she showed Parmitt. Despite his injuries, Parker insists on carrying out his revenge against Melander's crew that night. Melander and his crew enter the auction to set up speakers rigged with fireworks. Later, they enter as a fire team and steal the jewels, escaping by boat. Parker waits for them at their house. Earlier, he broke in and planted guns and damaged their weapons' firing pins. When they return, he prepares to attack, but Leslie also arrives and is captured by Melander. With the help of one of his planted guns and the bent firing pins, Leslie and Parker manage to kill the entire crew. Parker gives Leslie the jewels for safekeeping and tells her he will find a way to fence them in the future. He subsequently kills Danziger in Chicago, mails Leslie her cut a year and a half later and sends money to the farmers who saved him. Cast: Jason Statham as Parker, Jennifer Lopez as Leslie Rogers, Michael Chiklis as Melander, Wendell Pierce as Carlson, Clifton Collins Jr. as Ross, Bobby Cannavale as Jake Fernandez, Patti LuPone as Ascension, Carlos Carrasco as Norte, Micah Hawkman as August Hardwick, Emma Booth as Claire, Nick Nolte as Hurley, Production. Conception. Jason Statham said that Parker, although an anti-hero, has a likable quality. Prior to this film, Parker had first appeared decades earlier in the 1962 novel The Hunter, written by Donald E. Westlake, which spawned a book series that included over 20 other novels. 6. He had also been depicted in several films including Point Blank, 1967, and Payback, 1999, among others. 6. Westlake always refused to let any adaptation name the character Parker unless producers agreed to adapt all the novels. Lee Marvin portrayed the character as Walker in Point Blank while Mel Gibson portrayed Porter in Payback. In 2008, following Westlake's death, his widow Abby, having been contacted by Leigh Alexander, a television producer who was a longtime acquaintance of Westlake's, agreed to sell the rights to one Parker novel, including the right to use Parker's name, with the option of several more being adapted later if the first film was successful. 7. Alexander hired a friend of his named John McLaughlin to write the screenplay for Parker, and then director Taylor Hackford became involved. 7. When the film opened, Taylor Hackford said in an interview that he did not think Westlake would have agreed to let Parker's name be used under these circumstances. 8. Hackford directed the film, and Stephen Kazman, Hackford, Alexander, Sidney Kimmel, and Jonathan Mitchell produced. 9. Hackford was excited to make Parker his first sort of film noir, stating, "I don't want to get stuck in a genre. What I like the most about this piece of material is that you can take a genre piece like this and turn it into a great movie." 10. Speaking with Palm Beach Daily News about what led him to Parker, Hackford stated, "I'm a fan of Donald Westlake. I really think he's a fabulous writer, very unique in the area of crime because his Parker series." Hackford was attracted to Parker because he was a strange character and sociopath who, at the same time, is not a sociopath, describing him as compelling. 7. Pre-production and casting. On April 18, 2011, Justin Kroll of Variety reported that Statham would play the role of Parker. 10:11 of Parker, Statham has commented that he's a man who lives by a certain moral code. So there's a likable quality to this anti-hero. 12. The actor noted that, he's involved in criminal activities but he perceives all business to be in some way crooked. He never steals from people who can't afford it and he doesn't hurt people that don't deserve it. 6. During the film, Parker is seen posing as a priest and as a wealthy Texan named Daniel Parmit from San Antonio. 13. On June 21, 2011, it was revealed that Lopez was in talks to play the female lead, a character named Leslie, who gets involved with Parker as he executes a heist. 14. Lopez's casting was confirmed, along with Nick Nolte, who played Parker's mentor. Lopez and Nolte previously worked together on the film U-Turn, 1997. 15. Hackford noted the role of Leslie as a departure from her other work, considering she had been acting in romantic comedies for the previous several years. 16. Leslie is a savvy insider who's short on cash, but big on looks, smarts and ambition. 17. Initially, she only partners with Parker for her own financial gain, but eventually becomes romantically involved with Parker. 18. Wendell Pierce, Clifton Collins Jr., Michael Chiklis, Patti LuPone, and Emma Booth also co-starred in Parker. 15. In the novel Flash Fire, Leslie was not of Cuban descent. However, Hackford cast Lopez in the role and decided to rewrite her as Cuban, hiring Italian-American LuPone to play her domineering mother. 7. Filming. According to executive producer Nick Meyer, Parker was produced on a mid-30s budget range, which he described as pretty good, given the caliber of the movie. 19. The Times-Picayune's Mike Scott reported on June 23, 2011, that Parker would film in New Orleans for 7 weeks starting July 18. Scott noted that filming in New Orleans was good news for the local film industry because it came at a time that has historically seen a slowdown in major productions, due both to the oppressive heat and the arrival of hurricane season. 20. Playbill later confirmed that production for the film had begun on August 4, 2011, in New Orleans. 21 Filming briefly moved to Baton Rouge, Louisiana from August 5 to 9. 22. Parker was also filmed in Palm Beach, Florida, where Lopez and Statham were spotted that September. 12:23 In an interview with the town's local newspaper, Hackford said, "Palm Beach is a fascinating area. You've got this incredibly rich, exclusive enclave, and right across the bridge you've got real life. And I was depicting both." 7 Variety noted that locals were also shook up by helicopters, fire trucks, and marine patrol boats, bringing big-time filmmaking to an area better known for leisure time activities. 24. The action scenes were filmed in Boca Raton, Florida. 12 Cinematographer J. Michael Muro shot the film with Red Epic digital cameras and Hawk V light anamorphic lenses. 25. Statham, who is a former diver for the British Olympic team, performed all of Parker's stunts in the film. In one scene, Statham jumped out of the window of a fast-moving car for his character to escape being shot. This stunt was considered really dangerous, and Hackford said he was nervous when he went out that window 5 or 6 times before the scene was finished. 26 In another scene, Statham had to hang off a building's balcony. The actor said he took a real beating from these scenes. He blamed this on wearing a wire, which got in the way of filming and made things feel restricted, because they ripped up his arms. 27 In January 2012, filming for Parker concluded in Miami and in Columbus, Ohio. 28-29. Release. Marketing. Originally, Parker was set to be released on October 12, 2012. 15 However, the release date was moved back due to strong competition it would have faced at the box office from other films released around that time, including Gangster Squad, which later had its release date swapped with Argo, and later moved to January due to the 2012 Aurora, Colorado shooting. 30, And Here Comes the Boom. Matt Goldberg, writing for Collider, noted that it would have probably lost to these films if it had been released that October. 31 Box Office listed the pros of the film release, which were Statham's consistent performance at the box office and Lopez's appearance, which could help the film expand a bit beyond Statham's usual audience. 32 It also listed the cons, which are Lopez's presence that might turn off some of Statham's usual audience, as well as heavy competition from multiple other films. 32. The film's first promotional poster was unveiled on October 1, 2012. 33 Its theatrical trailer was released on October 4, 2012. 34 Collider commented that despite this being a slightly different film than what Statham is known for, the trailer still has its share of cliches. 35 Joblo's Paul Shirley said it's got a lot of the usual Statham action goodies, but with source material and stellar cast it has potential to be a theatrical hit. 36 Simon Reynolds of Digital Spy noted the pairing of tough guy Statham and global superstar Lopez to be unlikely, but said Parker promises to serve up some meaty action thrills. 34 On January 3, 2013, Digital Spy unveiled another promotional poster for Parker. 37. Reception. Box office. Parker was released in 2,224 U.S. theaters on January 25, 2013, grossing slightly over $7 million and opening at number 5 at the box office. 38 This was $2 million shy of what it was predicted to earn prior, and the film was considered an average grosser. 39-40 By the end of its 70-day North American release, Parker had grossed $17.6 million at the box office, placing it at the low end of Statham's wide-release crime/action vehicles. 41 It finished in 118th place on the 2013 domestic release box office chart. 42 The film was released on Blu-ray and DVD in the United States on May 21, 2013. 43-44 It was not one of the top 100 selling DVDs of 2013, grossing a total of $11,274,235 on DVD and Blu-ray. 145.46. Critical response. The studio required critics attending press screenings to sign an agreement that none of their reviews would appear in print before the film opened. 47 on Rotten Tomatoes. The film has an approval rating of 42% based on 103 reviews, with an average rating of 4.8/10. The site's critical consensus reads, "Jason Statham is game as usual, but Parker is a thoroughly generic and convoluted heist movie." 48. Metacritic gave the film a score of 42 out of 100, based on 21 critics, indicating mixed or average reviews. 49 audiences polled by CinemaScore gave the film an average grade of B+ on an A+ to F scale. 50. John Semley of Slant magazine was not receptive to Parker, panning its painfully slapdash script, 51. Although the Miami Herald's Connie Ogle felt that while it was a stretch with absurdities, Statham turns out to be a good choice to play the taciturn thief. 52. Christy Lemire, film critic for the Associated Press, felt that Statham is not exactly pushing himself outside his comfort zone, and Lopez is here to provide some comic relief as the wide-eyed fish out of water. 53. Alonzo Durald of The Wrap called the film a bore considering Statham's potential as an action star. 54. And Joe Morgenstern of The Wall Street Journal was also negative, saying that the film set a tin standard for crime thrillers. 55. Variety's Brian Lowry praised Hackford for fashioning the 50-year-old franchise into a neat-fitting outfit for Statham which was crisp and efficient, noting its use of Lopez to good effect. 56. While reviewing Lopez's performance, many critics drew comparisons to Out of Sight, in which Lopez starred opposite George Clooney 15 years earlier. Stephen Farber of The Hollywood Reporter said the film's biggest surprise is Lopez's performance, in which she downplays her glamorous image to give a refreshingly low-key portrayal of a put-upon, financially strapped working woman who manages to be useful to Parker when he least expects it. Additionally, Farber praised Statham as making a convincingly bruised protagonist. 47. A.O. Scott of the New York Times gave Parker a positive review, enjoying Lopez's exercising her talent for damsel in distress silliness, and said, "And if Parker is, in the end, business as usual, it is also a pretty good deal." 57. Betsy Sharkey of the Los Angeles Times positively reviewed the film, calling it a faithful adaptation of Flashfire. 58. Although film reviewer James Berardinelli was displeased with the lack of character development for Leslie, criticizing the heavy amount of screen time dedicated to Parker's girlfriend Claire, Emma Booth. Nonetheless, Berardinelli gave Parker a generally positive review, summarizing its action scenes as crisply directed, brutal, and invigorating. 59. Other critics panned Parker and its action sequences to be predictable and generic. Writing for the AV Club, Josh Modale said the film's beginning was fairly strong, although the action gets more predictable as it meanders toward its conclusion. 60. Peter Howell of the Toronto Star said the film started off promisingly but ended predictable. 61. While the Montreal Gazette's Bill Brownstein panned the film by stating, "Much gunplay and bloodletting ensues. The body count is high. Intrigue is low." 62. Lisa Schwartzbaum of Entertainment Weekly's review was along the same lines, calling it unremarkably generic and insanely bloody. Jason Statham, /STEM/STATHM, born July 26, 1967, is an English actor. He is known for being typecast as tough, gritty, or violent characters in action thriller films, and has been credited for leading the resurgence of action films during the 2000s and 2010s. By 2017, his films had grossed over £1.1 billion, $1.5 billion, making him one of the industry's most bankable stars. 3 films in which he has appeared have grossed over $8.5 billion worldwide. 4. Statham began practicing Chinese martial arts, kickboxing, and karate recreationally in his youth while working at local market stalls. An avid footballer and diver, he was a member of Great Britain's national diving team and competed for England in the 1990 Commonwealth Games. Shortly after, he was asked to model for French Connection, Tommy Hilfiger, and Levi's in various advertising campaigns. Statham's history of working at market stalls inspired his casting in the Guy Ritchie crime films Lock, Stock and Two Smoking Barrels, 1998, and Snatch, 2000. Both films were commercial hits, and they helped catapult Statham to stardom. 5. He went on to play supporting roles in the American action films Turn It Up, 2000, Ghosts of Mars and The One, both 2001. From 2002 to 2008, he played the title role in the first 3 films in the Transporter film series, 2002 to 2008, which solidified his status as an action star. In 2003, he appeared in the ensemble heist action film The Italian Job. He went on to play leading roles in commercially successful films such as Crank, 2006, The Bank Job, 2008, The Mechanic, 2011, Homefront, 2013, Mechanic, Resurrection, 2016, The Meg, 2018, Wrath of Man, 2021, Meg 2, The Trench, 2023, and The Beekeeper, 2024, among others. Statham has also starred as Lee Christmas in the ensemble action film series The Expendables, 2010 to 2023, and as Deckard Shaw in the Fast and Furious franchise, 2013 to 2023, including the spin-off Hobbs and Shaw, 2019, which he co-produced. His voice acting work includes the documentaries Thai Boxing, A Fighting Chance, 2002, Truth in 24, 2008, and its 2012 sequel, and the animated film Romeo and Juliet, 2011. Early life and education. Jason Statham was born in Shirebrook, in the county of Derbyshire, England, on July 26, 1967, the son of dancer Eileen, née Yates, and street seller Barry Statham. 8. His father also worked odd jobs as a house painter, coal miner, and singer in the Canary Islands. 9. Statham moved to Great Yarmouth, where he initially chose not to follow his father's career working the local market stalls, instead practicing martial arts. He grew up alongside football player Vinnie Jones, with whom he would later act. Jones introduced him to football, and Statham went on to play for the local grammar school, which he attended from 1978 to 1983. He was also passionate about diving, practicing daily to perfect his techniques. 10. He was a member of Great Britain's national swimming squad for 12 years 11-12 and competed for England at the 1990 Commonwealth Games in the 10-meter, 3-meter, and 1-meter events, coming 10th, 11th and 8th respectively. 13. He said in a 2003 interview that his time with the national squad was a great experience that taught him discipline, focus, and certainly kept him out of trouble. 14. Statham was spotted by the sports modeling agency Sports Promotions while training at London's Crystal Palace National Sports Centre. He was signed by Tommy Hilfiger, Griffin, and Levi's for various modeling contracts during their 1996 spring and summer collections. 15. In 1997, he became a model for the clothing brand French Connection. A spokesperson for the high street clothing chain said, "We chose Jason because we wanted our model to look like a normal guy. His look is just right for now, very masculine and not too male modelly." 7. However, he was still forced to follow in his father's footsteps as a street seller to make ends meet, stating that he sold fake perfume and jewelry on street corners. 9/16. He made small appearances in a few music videos, including Comin' On by The Shaman in 1993, Run to the Sun by Erasure in 1994-17, and Dream a Little Dream of Me by The Beautiful South in 1995. 18-19. Career. 2000 to 2010, rise to prominence. Statham in 2007. While working as a model for French Connection, Statham was introduced to fledgling filmmaker Guy Ritchie, 20, who was developing a film and needed to fill the role of a streetwise con artist. After learning about Statham's past as a market stall salesman, Ritchie cast him in the crime comedy thriller Lock, Stock and Two Smoking Barrels, 1998. 21. The film was well received by both critics and audiences, and helped put Statham in the public eye. For his role, he was paid £5,000. 9. Statham's second collaboration with Ritchie came with Snatch, 2000, which earned more than $80 million at the box office. For his role in Snatch, he was paid £15,000. 9. He was then able to break into Hollywood and appeared in 2 films in 2001, the science fiction action horror film Ghosts of Mars and the science fiction martial arts action film The One. In 2002, he narrated the martial arts documentary Thai Boxing, A Fighting Chance, 2002, which follows the lives of 3 individuals who come from very different backgrounds that are all training Muay Thai, each with their own unique motivations and stories, as they prepare for their next fight. 22. Statham was offered more film roles and was cast in the lead role of driver Frank Martin in the action film The Transporter, 2002, written by Luc Besson. 23. The film spawned 2 sequels, Transporter 2, 2005, and Transporter 3, 2008. He also played supporting roles in Mean Machine, 2002, The Italian Job, 2003, Comet 24 and as the lead villain in Cellular, 2004. In 2005, Statham was once again cast by Ritchie to star in his new project, Revolver, which was a critical and box office failure. 25. He played a dramatic role in the independent film London in 2005. In 2006, he played the lead role in the action film Crank. Statham was asked to promote Crank during the 2006 San Diego Comic-Con convention. 26. In 2008, Statham starred in the British crime thriller The Bank Job and Death Race, a remake of Death Race 2000, 1975. American film critic Armand White hailed Statham's ascension as an action film star. On the occasion of Death Race, White championed Statham's best track record of any contemporary movie star. 27. Later in 2008, White praised Statham's Transporter 3 as a great example of kinetic pop art. Chris Hewitt of Empire magazine noted the film as a drab affair, but credited the film with establishing Statham as a new action hero, as at ease with gruff one-liners as he was with Jackie Chan-esque high-kicking. 28. In 2009, Statham started to develop a new movie written by David Peoples and Janet Peoples. Statham stated, "We've got a movie we're trying to do, written by David Peoples and Janet Peoples, in the vein of an old film, The Treasure of the Sierra Madre. It's not a remake or anything, but it's a little bit like that, about relationships and how greed contaminates the relationships these 3 people have." The working title is The Grabbers. 29. He reprised his role as Chev Kelios in the 2009 sequel Crank, High Voltage. 30. In 2010, Statham appeared alongside fellow action stars Sylvester Stallone, Jet Li, Dolph Lundgren, and Mickey Rourke, among others, in the ensemble action film The Expendables. Statham plays Lee Christmas, a former SAS soldier and expert at close quarters combat using knives. 31. The film was commercially successful, opening at number 1 at the box office in the United States, the United Kingdom, China, and India, and grossed a total of $274 million worldwide. 32. 2011 to 2015, commercial expansion. Statham in 2012. In his first film of 2011, Statham starred in the remake of the 1972 Charles Bronson film The Mechanic as Arthur Bishop. A theatrical trailer depicting Statham's character shooting a man's head off was banned from circulation by the Advertising Standards Authority for showing excessive violence. 33. His role in The Mechanic was positively reviewed by the critics both in the United States and the United Kingdom. The Guardian praised his performance as possessing a now customary efficiency in attaining an entertaining hitman thriller. 34. The New York Times noted Statham as sleek as a bullet, and the film a more powerful recharge of the original. 35. UK newspaper, The Daily Telegraph hailed Statham as England's best export to action movies in just about forever, a business-like brood with gentlemanly soul. 36. He returned to British film by starring in the police drama Blitz as Detective Sergeant Tom Brandt. The film received mixed reviews, with Kath Clake of The Guardian reviewing it as not half bad and oddly entertaining. 37. He was then cast in the action film Killer Elite. The film was based on real events, which were the subject of Sir Ranulph Fiennes' novel The Feather Men. Statham played an assassin named Danny who comes out of retirement to save an old friend, played by Robert De Niro. 38. The film returned a negative budget, and was panned by the critics. 39. In August 2011, he began filming Parker for director Taylor Hackford. The film was released in January 2013. Statham played Parker, the criminal anti-hero previously played by Mel Gibson in 1999's Payback and by Lee Marvin in 1967's Point Blank, though their characters were given different surnames. 40. A.O. Scott of the New York Times said of the actor in the film, Statham, who seems to be made entirely of muscle and scar tissue, is comfortable with his limitations as an actor. His Parker, in any case, is more of an axiom than a fully rounded human being. 41. A 2012 BBC News report estimated that his 10-year film career to date, 2002 to 2012, yielded over $1 billion in the box office, making him one of the industry's most bankable stars. 3. He was signed on to reprise his role as Lee Christmas in The Expendables 2 in 2012. 42. Statham, center, at the 2014 Cannes Film Festival. In 2013, Statham had a cameo appearance at the end of Fast and Furious 6 as the brother of the film's antagonist Owen Shaw, Luke Evans. 43. He reprised the character, this time as the main antagonist, in Furious 7, which was released in April 2015. 44. 45. 46. He also starred opposite James Franco in the thriller Homefront, written by Sylvester Stallone. 47. And headlined the British thriller Hummingbird. The latter film was praised by critics for pushing Statham's acting abilities to new heights. His attempt to develop his brand by trying more adventurous parts, noted by The Guardian's Mark Kermode, broadened his dramatic palette. 48. 49. Statham made a cameo in the 2014 music video Summer of Calvin Harris as one of the car racers. In 2014, he returned as Lee Christmas in The Expendables 3. Although critically panned, 50. The film would go on to gross $215 million against a $90 million budget. 51. In 2015, he starred in the action comedy Spy alongside Melissa McCarthy, Jude Law, and Rose Byrne. The film, a commercial success, was particularly praised for showcasing Statham's comedic side in contrast to his more serious roles. 52. 53. 54. 55. According to an article by Empire magazine, A Spy 2 was development in late 2015, with more screen time dedicated for Statham's character, Rick Ford. 56. He was nominated for the Critics' Choice Award for Best Actor in a Comedy for his role in Spy. 57. Statham was offered a 3-film contract to reboot the Transporter series in late 2015, but turned it down because he was not given the script before the signing date and unhappy with its compensation package. 58. 59. According to an article by The Guardian, Statham expressed interest in playing James Bond in the upcoming Spectre film. Its author, Steve Rose, noted that there was no doubt Statham can walk the Bond walk. And talking his talk can hardly be an issue with a character whose accent has fluctuated between Sean Connery's Scottish brogue and Timothy Dalton's Welsh. 60. After the interview, there were multiple calls from critics and the public to instate him as James Bond in a future film. 61. 62. 63. 2016, present, continued success. The sequel to his 2011 film The Mechanic was scheduled for production in late 2016 and announced to open as Mechanic: Resurrection. The film received mixed reviews but was highly commercially successful, grossing $109.4 million worldwide on a budget of $40 million. 64 According to Forbes, the film was Statham's seventh biggest earner and most commercially successful solo film venture of his career. 64. In February 2017, he starred alongside Gal Gadot in a 30-second Super Bowl advertisement for Wix.com during Super Bowl 51. 65 CNET reported that the advertisement reached 22 million user impressions. 66 Statham was asked to rejoin the Fast and Furious franchise once more in 2016. The ensuing film, The Fate of the Furious, was released in April 2017 to commercial success. While the film overall received mixed reviews, Statham was praised for his comedic timing and on-screen chemistry with contemporaries. 67 68 69 The film went on to be the third highest grossing film of 2017 and the 12th highest grossing film of all time. 70 71 Spy 2 was confirmed on February 15, 2018. 72 73 But later in 2018, Feig explained that although a sequel to Spy could still happen, there hasn't been any interest from the studio in the project. 74 75 Statham played the lead, former naval captain Jonas Taylor, in the 2018 action horror film The Meg, which was released on August 10. The film would go on to gross $527.8 million worldwide, becoming the highest grossing U.S. Chinese co-production of all time. 76 In 2019, Statham reprised his role as Deckard Shaw again in Fast and Furious Presents: Hobbs and Shaw, a spin-off of the Fast and Furious franchise focusing on his and Dwayne Johnson's characters. 77 78 The film grossed $758 million worldwide, becoming the 10th highest grossing film of 2019, and received generally positive reviews from critics, with praise for Statham's performance. 79 In 2022, Statham established his own production company, Punch Palace Productions. Citation needed. Public Image. An article by Adam Gabot in The Guardian noted that Statham's character contributions to his industry and film niche are tough and uncompromising. 80-81 Some critics note his presence as a defining feature that signals to moviegoers the content of a film. 82 The same expose commented, "You know what you're getting with a Jason Statham film. He will beat people up. He will crash cars. He will do an unconvincing American accent." 80 Statham's impact on the action thriller genre has been seen by Gabot as a replacement of the same undertaken by Arnold Schwarzenegger, Sylvester Stallone, and Jean-Claude Van Damme during their runs as headliners throughout the 1980s and 1990s. 80 Statham himself cites Stallone, Bruce Lee, Paul Newman, Steve McQueen, and Clint Eastwood as his inspirations. 83 An article by Times Higher Education reported that Manchester University Press commissioned an academic study analysing the impact Statham has had on the British and American film industries from his debut in 1998 to 2018. According to the article, Professors Stephen Gerrard and Robert Shale are looking to show the changing face of British cinematic masculinity into one that embraces cinema across a wide range of projects, but one that also uses cross-textual media in his output. 2. In popular media. In 2003, Statham appeared in 3 British television commercials for the Kit Kat chocolate bar. Described as a break philosopher, he philosophized about salmon swimming upstream, a Mexican fisherman, and the relative speeds and ages of animals, before ending with a reminder that taking a break, alluding to the Kit Kat slogan, is an important part of life. Citation needed. In the comic book series Ultimate Spider-Man, that series version of the villain Vulture was rendered by artist Mark Bagley to resemble actor Statham, per writer Brian Michael Bendis' instructions. 84. In the 21 Pilots song Pet Cheetah released in 2018, Statham is mentioned in the lyrics. 85. Personal life. Statham has been in a relationship with model Rosie Huntington-Whiteley since 2010. 86. The couple announced their engagement in January 2016. 87. Their son was born in June 2017. 88. Their daughter was born on February 2, 2022. 89. They lived in Beverly Hills for a number of years. 90. Before moving back to London in 2020. 91. 92. 93. Statham holds a black belt in karate. 94. Statham enjoys wakeboarding, jet skiing, windsurfing, and rock climbing. 83. He is known for performing many of his own stunts. 5. While filming on location in Bulgaria for The Expendables 3, he drove a truck off the road in Varna and crashed into the Black Sea due to malfunctioning brakes. 69. 95. In a 2013 interview with Vanity Fair, Statham advocated for stunt performers to be given their own category at the Academy Awards. All of the stunt men, these are the unsung heroes. They really are. Nobody is giving them any credibility. They're risking their necks. And then you've got Ponzi actors pretending like they're doing the stunts. 82. In 2014, Statham was inducted into the International Sports Hall of Fame. Jennifer Lynn Lopez, born July 24, 1969, is an American singer, songwriter, actress, dancer, and businesswoman. Lopez is regarded as one of the most influential entertainers of her time, credited with breaking barriers for Latino Americans in Hollywood and helping propel the Latin pop movement in music. She is also known for her cultural impact through fashion, branding, and shifting mainstream beauty standards. After appearing as a fly girl dancer on the sketch comedy series In Living Color, 1991 to 1993, Lopez rose to wider fame as an actress with leading film roles in Selena, 1997, Anaconda, 1997, Out of Sight, 1998, and The Cell, 2000. She successfully ventured into music with her debut album, On the 6, 1999, which spawned the US Billboard Hot 100 #1 single If You Had My Love. With her second album J.Lo and the romantic comedy The Wedding Planner, both 2001, she became the first woman to simultaneously have the #1 album and film in the United States. Her musical success continued with J2THAL. The remix is the first remix album to top the US Billboard 200 and This Is Me. Then, both 2002. These projects included the US #1 singles I'm Real, Ain't It Funny, Murder Remix, and All I Have. Lopez established herself as one of Hollywood's highest paid actresses with her roles in romantic comedies, including Made in Manhattan, 2002, Shall We Dance? 2004, and Monster in Law, 2005. She also continued to make music, including the Spanish-language album Como Llama Una Mujer, 2007, as well as Love, 2011, which spawned the best-selling single of her career, On the Floor. Following her role in the police drama series Shades of Blue, 2016 to 2018, Lopez's film career saw an upturn with her critically acclaimed performance in the crime drama Hustlers, 2019. She has since starred in Marry Me, 2022, The Mother, 2023, This Is Me. Now, A Love Story and Atlas, both 2024, and received praise for her supporting roles in Unstoppable, 2024, and Kiss of the Spider Woman, 2025. Lopez has sold over 80 million records worldwide, while her films have cumulatively grossed over $1.9 billion. Her accolades include a star on the Hollywood Walk of Fame, the Billboard Icon Award, 3 American Music Awards, 4 MTV Video Music Awards, including the Michael Jackson Video Vanguard Award, and 6 Guinness World Records. She has been ranked among the 100 most influential people in the world by Time, 2018, and the world's 100 most powerful women by Forbes, 2012. Lopez has a large social media following, being one of the most followed individuals on Instagram. Outside of music and acting, Lopez served as a judge on American Idol, 2011 to 2016, and World of Dance, 2017 to 2020. Her other ventures include a lifestyle brand, beauty and fashion lines, fragrances, a production company, and a charitable foundation. Early life. Jennifer Lynn Lopez was born on July 24, 1969, in the Bronx, one of the boroughs of New York City, and raised in its Castle Hill neighborhood. 5'6'7". Her parents, Guadalupe Rodriguez and David Lopez, were born in Puerto Rico and met in New York City. 8'9". After serving in the Army, David worked as a computer technician at Guardian Insurance Company. 10. Guadalupe was a homemaker for the first 10 years of Lopez's life, later working as a Tupperware salesperson 11 and a kindergarten and gym teacher. 12. They divorced in the 1990s after 33 years of marriage. 11. Lopez is a middle child. She has an older sister, Leslie, and a younger sister, Linda. 13. The three shared a bed. 14. 15. Lopez has described her upbringing as strict. 16. She was raised in a Catholic family. She attended Mass every Sunday and received a Catholic education, attending Holy Family School and the all-girls Preston High School, a private school. 17. In school, Lopez ran track on a national level, participated in gymnastics, and was on the softball team. 18. She danced in school musicals and played a lead role in a production of Godspell. 19. She described herself as a tomboy and very athletic. 20. There was lots of music in the typically Puerto Rican household. 21. And Lopez and her sisters were encouraged to sing, dance, and create their own plays for family events. 22. 23. West Side Story made a particular impression on the young Lopez, who wanted to be an entertainer from an early age. 17. As a teenager, Lopez became obsessive about dance, stating that I practiced until my legs and feet ached. 24. She learned flamenco, jazz, and ballet at the Kips Bay Boys and Girls Club 17 and taught dance to younger students, including Kerry Washington. 25. After graduating from high school, she had a part-time secretarial job at a law firm and studied business at New York's Barrett College for one semester. 26. 27. At age 18, she enrolled as a full-time student at Manhattan's Phil Black Dance Studio, where she had already taken night classes in jazz and tap dance. 16. 15. 17. Her parents were unhappy with her decision to leave college to pursue a dance career. According to Lopez, her parents felt it was foolish because no Latinas did that. 19. Her mother asked her to move out of the family home, and they stopped speaking for 8 months. 22. 28. Lopez moved to Manhattan, sleeping in the dance studio's office for the first few months. 16. 15. 17. Career. 1989 to 1996, professional dancing and early acting roles. Lopez's first professional job came in 1989 when she spent 5 months touring Europe with the musical revue show Golden Musicals of Broadway. She was upset at being the only member of the chorus not to have a solo, and later characterized it as a pivotal moment where she had to try harder and become that much more committed. 29:30 In 1990, she danced alongside MC Hammer in an episode of Yo! MTV Raps 31 and traveled around Japan for 4 months as a chorus member in Synchronicity. 17 When she returned to the United States, she was hired as a backup dancer for New Kids on the Block's performance of Games at the 1991 American Music Awards. 32 She also traveled around America with regional productions of the musicals Jesus Christ Superstar and Oklahoma. 33 During this period, Lopez also danced in music videos including Doug E. Fresh's Summertime, Richard Rogers' Can't Stop Loving You, EPMD's Rampage, 34 and Samantha Fox's Hurt Me. Hurt Me. But the pants stay on. 35 Lopez stated, I'd dance in a piece of garbage rap or pop video for $50 and make the money last a whole month. 36. Her most high-profile job as a professional dancer was as a fly girl jazz-funk dancer on the sketch comedy television series In Living Color. The show's choreographer, Rosie Perez, said she chose Lopez because she had that look that I knew the audience would tune into. 37. Lopez moved to Los Angeles in late 1991 for the job. She filmed In Living Color during the day and attended acting classes taught by Aaron Spieser at night. 17. Lopez felt ostracized by the other fly girls because of her voluptuous figure, and also clashed with Perez. 37. The head of Virgin Records considered signing the Fly Girls as a girl group to rival the Spice Girls, but the deal fell apart. 30. After appearing as a fly girl in seasons 3 and 4 of In Living Color, Lopez left to work as a backup dancer for Janet Jackson, and appeared in the music video for That's the Way Love Goes. 30. She was scheduled to tour with Jackson on her Janet World Tour in late 1993 but opted to pursue an acting career instead. 38. Music industry executives expressed interest in giving Lopez a record deal, but she chose to focus on acting. 39. She hired In Living Color producer Eric Gold as her manager. He advised Lopez to lose weight if she wanted to succeed as an actress. 40. Lopez's first professional acting job was a small recurring role on the television show South Central, 1994. She was invited to audition for the pilot by a casting director who had seen her speak to camera during a behind-the-scenes In Living Color segment. 17. She then acquired an agent and was cast in the CBS show Second Chances. The series was quickly cancelled, but her popularity with viewers led to her being cast in its spin-off Hotel Malibu. 41. She subsequently appeared in the television film Lost in the Wild, 1993. 42. For her first major movie role, in Gregory Nava's 1995 drama Mi Familia, Lopez received a nomination for the Independent Spirit Award for Best Supporting Actress. 43. She then starred in the action comedy Money Train, 1995. The film was not a box office success, though her performance was reviewed positively. 44. Which led to her being further noticed in Hollywood. 45. In 1996, Lopez had a supporting role opposite Robin Williams in the comedy Jack, which director Francis Ford Coppola cast her in after seeing her performance in Mi Familia. 44. She next starred opposite Jack Nicholson as a calculating Cuban maid in the neo-noir thriller Blood and Wine, 1996, 39. Where David Rooney of Variety felt she delivered in juggling the smoldering and soulful sides of the character. 46. 1997 to 1999, breakthrough with Selena and On the Six. With her casting as the singer Selena Quintanilla Perez in the biopic Selena, 1997, Lopez became the first Latina actress to earn $1 million. She described her salary for the film as a statement to the world, 47, but expressed disappointment that other Latina actors were not being afforded the same opportunities. 48. Despite having previously worked with the film's director Gregory Nava on Mi Familia, Lopez participated in an intense auditioning process and spent time with the late singer's family in Corpus Christi, Texas before filming began. 49. 50. Selena was a box office hit, and Lopez's performance received critical acclaim. 51. 52. Roger Ebert of the Chicago Sun-Times described it as a star-making performance and wrote, "She has the star presence to look convincing in front of 100,000 fans." 53. Lopez received her first Golden Globe nomination for the performance. Nava asked the heads of Warner Brothers to fund an Academy Award campaign for Lopez but was told the Academy would never nominate a Latina. 54. Later in 1997, Lopez starred opposite Ice Cube in the horror film Anaconda, which received negative reviews from critics but was a box office success. 55. Joe Layton of Variety found the film silly but said it deserved a little credit for being the first movie of its kind to have a Latina and an African American as its stars. 56. In the crime film U-Turn, 1997, 57. Lopez appeared topless in a sex scene that was added by director Oliver Stone during filming. Speaking in 2003, Lopez said it was not something I would have chosen to do and that she and Stone fought over it. It's hard being the only woman on a set. 17. Lopez starred opposite George Clooney in The Crime Caper Out of Sight, 1998, Steven Soderbergh's adaptation of the Elmore Leonard 1996 novel. 58. Cast as a deputy federal marshal who falls for a charming criminal, she won rave reviews for her performance. 59. 60. Janet Maslin of the New York Times described it as her best movie role thus far, and she brings it both seductiveness and grit. If it was hard to imagine a hard-working, pistol-packing bombshell on the page, it couldn't be easier here. 61. Turan of the Los Angeles Times described Lopez as an actress who can be convincingly tough and devastatingly erotic, and said the film solidified her position as a woman you can confidently build a film around. 62. In 2021, Peter Bradshaw of The Guardian named Lopez and Clooney's partnership as one of the best examples of on-screen chemistry in cinema history. 63. Also in 1998, Lopez provided the voice of Azteca in the animated film Ants. 59. Lopez decided to pursue a music career after working on Selena, realizing that she had missed the excitement of the stage. 30. Her new manager Benny Medina sought to position her as a brand name that will cross over into all media. 30. Lopez, who was really feeling her Latin roots, 64, recorded a Spanish-language demo for circulation among prospective labels. With Lopez being a high-profile personality, a bidding war ensued. 65. Tommy Mottola, the head of Sony Music's work group, signed her but suggested that she sing in English instead. 66. Her record deal with Sony was described as lucrative, having outbid other offers from Capitol Records and EMI Latin. 67. While Lopez worked on her debut album, Sony began a major push to feature her with other high-profile entertainers, leading her to appear in the Sean Combs music video Been Around the World, 1997. 65. Her debut album, On the 6, 1999, named after the 6 subway line which connected her childhood home in the Bronx to Manhattan. 68. Was met with positive reviews and further propelled her public profile. 69. 70. The album was a success and Lopez's debut single, If You Had My Love, topped the US Billboard Hot 100 for 5 consecutive weeks. 70. With another single, Waiting for Tonight, reaching number 8 and becoming a celebratory anthem for the new millennium. 71. Other singles from the album included Let's Get Loud, which became one of Lopez's signature songs, and No Me Ames, a duet with future husband Mark Anthony. 70. In July 1999, she performed If You Had My Love and Let's Get Loud at the 1999 FIFA Women's World Cup closing ceremony. It was watched by over 1 billion viewers worldwide, exposing Lopez's music career to a larger international audience. 72. 2000 to 2002, box office success, J. Lo and This Is Me. Then, in February 2000, Lopez and then-boyfriend Sean Combs attended the Grammy Awards, with Lopez wearing a plunging green Versace silk chiffon dress. 73. The dress generated worldwide attention and became the most popular search query in Google's history, leading to the creation of Google Images. 74. While boosting Lopez's album and movie ticket sales. 75. Later that year, Lopez starred in the psychological thriller The Cell, for which she received a $4 million salary. 69. The film, where Lopez played a psychologist who uses radical experimental therapy to enter the mind of a killer, received mixed reviews but was a box office success. 76. David Adelstein of Slate remarked that the imperious Lopez was trying to look waifishly expectant. 77. While Amy Taubin of The Village Voice noted that she appeared to be engaged in some kind of pouting competition in lieu of acting. 78. In January 2001, Lopez became the first woman to have a #1 film and album simultaneously in the United States, with the release of her second album, J. Lo, and her first romantic comedy The Wedding Planner, which co-starred Matthew McConaughey. 79. Lopez had been searching for a romantic comedy role for several years. She wanted to show that she could be every girl, stating, "I felt like all the women in romantic comedies always looked the same way, They Were Always White. 80. Despite negative reviews, the film opened at number 1 at the box office and solidified her place in Hollywood. 81, 82, 80. At the same time, J. Lo debuted at number 1 on the US Billboard 200. She was the first female solo recording artist under Epic Records to do so since the label's inception in 1953. 83. J. Lo was titled after the nickname she had been given by her fans, with Lopez also adopting J. Lo as her stage name. 84. The album received mixed critical reviews but became the most successful of her career, selling 12 million copies worldwide. 85. 86. It produced 4 singles, Love Don't Cost a Thing, which reached number 1 in various countries: 70 Play, I'm Real, and Ain't It Funny. A remix of I'm Real featuring rapper Ja Rule propelled that song to number 1 on the Billboard Hot 100. 87. In September 2001, Lopez performed a 2-concert residency in Puerto Rico, which marked her first concerts. It was broadcast that November as an NBC special, Jennifer Lopez in Concert, and became one of the most watched concert specials of the year, with a US audience of almost 12 million. 88. Also in 2001, Lopez founded her production company, Nuyorican Productions, with manager Benny Medina, and starred in the romantic drama, Angel Eyes, opposite Jim Caviezel. 89. Lopez's performance was well reviewed. 1991. Though the film was a critical and commercial disappointment. 92. Plans for her to star with Ricky Martin in a Viva Las Vegas remake were scrapped. 93. There was a time when I was very overworked and I was doing music and movies and so many things. I was suffering from a lack of sleep. I was like, I don't want to move, I don't want to talk, I don't want to do anything. It was on that movie, Enough. I had a nervous breakdown. Lopez, discussing the height of her fame. 94. Lopez released 2 albums in 2002. The first was J to THAL, Oh. The Remixes, which became the first remix album in history to debut at number 1 on the Billboard 200. 95. Its singles included Ain't It Funny, Murder Remix, and I'm Gonna Be Alright, which reached number 1 and 10 on the Billboard Hot 100, respectively. 96. Lopez's third studio album, This Is Me, Then, was released in late 2002, and was heavily influenced by her relationship with then-fiancé Ben Affleck. It received mixed critical reviews. Billboard's Michael Bowleton noted the considerable growth she reveals as a performer and tunesmith on the album. 97. While John Caramanica called it the least interesting music on the pop charts today. 98. The album became a commercial success, achieving the highest opening sales week of her career. The album's lead single, Jenny from the Block, which peaked at number 3 on the Billboard Hot 100, was viewed as a response to the notion that Lopez had alienated her core fan base, the Black and Hispanic hip-hop community. 99. The album also spawned the US number 1 single All I Have. 70. Lopez starred as an abused wife who fights back in the thriller Enough, 2002, a role which required her to learn Krav Maga. 92. 100. An overworked Lopez suffered a nervous breakdown in 2001 while filming it. 94. The film received negative reviews. 92. Ebert of the Chicago Sun-Times felt it was tacky material and was surprised to see an actress like Jennifer Lopez involved with the project. 101. Her next film was the romantic comedy, Made in Manhattan, 2002, in which Lopez starred opposite Ralph Fiennes as a maid and single mother from the Bronx. 102. It became the highest-grossing film of her career at the time. 103. Reviewing Made in Manhattan, A.O. Scott of the New York Times enjoyed Lopez as a romantic lead and said her greatest skill as an actress was her ability to melt without cracking the hard shell of composure she wears. 104. Lopez was ranked among the top 10 highest-paid actresses in Hollywood in 2002, earning $8 million per feature. 105. 2003 to 2006, Media Scrutiny. Lopez arriving at the MTV Video Music Awards in 2004, Lopez became the subject of widespread media criticism in 2003 due to her public relationship with Ben Affleck and the tabloid depiction of her as a demanding diva. 106 She fired both her personal manager Benny Medina and her publicist in mid-2003. The New York Times reported that movie executives had become frustrated by having their communications with Lopez largely filtered through Medina. 107 That year, Lopez starred opposite Affleck in the romantic comedy Chiklis, which was a box office bomb and is considered one of the worst films of all time. 103 108 109 Rex Reed of The Observer criticized the lead actors, calling them pathetically incompetent in both craft and talent. 110 Roger Ebert agreed that the movie doesn't quite work, but found Lopez and Affleck appealing in their performances and noted the couple's chemistry. 111. Lopez had a minor role opposite Affleck in the film Jersey Girl, 2004. Following test audiences' negative reactions to the on-screen couple, her screen time was halved. 112 While she remained one of the highest-paid actresses in Hollywood during this period 113-114 Lopez later described this as the lowest point of her career 115 and admitted she felt eviscerated by the media coverage surrounding Chiklis. I lost my sense of self, questioned if I belonged in this business, thought maybe I did suck at everything. And my relationship self-destruct in front of the entire world. It was a 2-year thing for me until I picked myself up again. 116. Months later, she starred opposite Richard Gere in the romantic comedy drama Shall We Dance, which was a box office success. 103. She released her 4th studio album, Rebirth, in early 2005. Its title was symbolic of Lopez's hopes for a new professional beginning. 117 It was recorded during a period where Lopez felt a little bit lost, trying to get my footing in a new life. I had just gotten married to singer Mark Anthony. I wasn't with Benny Medina. 118. In a review of Rebirth, journalist Alexis Petridis remarked that the title suggests even Lopez has realized that something is amiss with her career. Despite the highlights, you're still left pondering the question, what happened to Jennifer Lopez? 119. The album reached number 2 on the Billboard 200, but failed to replicate the sales of her previous albums. 120 Its lead single, Get Right, however, reached number 12 on the Billboard Hot 100, becoming one of her most successful songs. 96. The marketing for the romantic comedy Monster-in-Law, 2005, in which Lopez starred opposite Jane Fonda, played up her giggly and tabloid tarnished image, and it became a box office success. 103 121 She next starred alongside Robert Redford and Morgan Freeman in the drama An Unfinished Life, 2005, which received mixed reviews. Ebert of the Chicago Sun-Times predicted that the typical review would be unkind, it will have no respect for Jennifer Lopez, because she is going through a period right now when nobody is satisfied with anything she does. Give Lopez your permission to be good again, she is the same actress now as when we thought her so new and fine. 122. The next year, she returned to the top 5 of the Billboard Hot 100 as a featured artist on Control Myself, the lead single from LL Cool J's 12th studio album. 123 In 2006, she reunited with director Gregory Nava to star in the crime drama Bordertown as a journalist investigating female homicides in Ciudad Juarez, Mexico. 124 The film was negatively reviewed and received a direct-to-video release. 103 David Darcy of Screen Daily found Lopez unconvincing as a journalist. 125. 2007 to 2010, career downturn. By the late 2000s, Lopez's commercial success had declined. Her music career entered a plateau, while her film career entered a period of some disappointing to middling successes. 126 In 2007, she starred opposite her then husband Mark Anthony in the music biopic El Cantante, which told the story of Puerto Rican salsa singer Hector Lavoe and his wife Puchi. 127. It did not perform well at the box office and received mixed reviews from film critics. Lopez's performance, which she expressed pride in 128, drew both praise and criticism. 117. 129. Lopez in 2008. Lopez released 2 studio albums in 2007. Her 5th album, Como Llama Una Mujer, was her first to be recorded entirely in Spanish. 130. Chris Willman of Entertainment Weekly acknowledged that the album offered fairly persuasive proof that Lopez can sing, but was unimpressed by the Flaccid Torch songs. 131. It became the 5th Spanish album to debut in the top 10 of the Billboard 200, and achieved the highest first-week sales for an artist's debut Spanish album at the time. 132. The lead single, Que Hiciste, reached number 86 on the Billboard Hot 100, while the second single, Me Haces Falta, failed to chart. Lopez's 6th studio album, Brave, released later that year, was her lowest charting album worldwide. 133. Jonathan Bernstein of Entertainment Weekly was disappointed that Lopez had returned to listless vocals for her Back to the Dance Floor album. 134. The album debuted at number 12 on the Billboard 200 135 and produced 2 singles, Do It Well and Hold It Don't Drop It. The first peaked at number 31 on the Billboard Hot 100 chart, while the latter failed to chart. While pregnant with twins, Lopez embarked upon her first ever concert tour, a show co-headlined by Anthony, in September 2007. The tour was well received. 117. 136. She also created, produced, and was featured in the MTV show Dance Life, which she described as a passion project. 117. After giving birth to twins in February 2008, Lopez took a career break. 137. She described the next few years as a strange time as she primarily focused on family and traveling with Anthony while he toured. 138. After rehiring former manager Medina. 139. Lopez released 2 songs in late 2009, Louboutins and Fresh Out of the Oven. The songs were intended for her 7th studio album but failed to make an appearance on the Billboard charts, leading to her departure from Sony Music and Epic Records. 140. Lopez's first theatrical role in 3 years was in the romantic comedy The Backup Plan, 2010. 137. Manala Dargis of the New York Times was unimpressed by the movie and described Lopez as an appealing screen presence with a disappointing big screen track record. That's probably not all her fault. Romantic roles for women often are the provenance of the bland or the blonde. 141. 2011 to 2015, American Idol and career revival. Lopez performing during her Dance Again World Tour in Paris, France in 2012. A big turning point in Lopez's career came when she joined the judging panel of the singing competition series American Idol for its 10th season, replacing Simon Cowell. Despite being advised that it was a huge gamble, 142, she accepted the job, as she was not getting offered a whole bunch of movies. 143. Lopez's appearance on American Idol in 2011 returned her to prominence. 143. Hannah Elliott of Forbes described it as a remarkable comeback, writing, "Idol humanized her. Viewers who knew only an attention-grabbing siren met a hard-working, self-made, empathetic single mother, who got emotional when contestants did well and when they failed." 144. Lopez's exposure on American Idol resulted in what Billboard called the most impressive reality TV-based rejuvenation of a music career ever. 145. After signing a new recording contract with Island Records, her 7th studio album, Love, was released in early 2011. While the album itself was a moderate commercial success. 133. The single On the Floor was the year's highest-selling single by a female artist. 146. And ultimately became the best-selling single of her career. 120 It reached number 3 on the Billboard Hot 100, becoming her highest charting song as a lead artist since All I Have. 147 The album produced 2 more singles, I'm Into You and Poppy, which did not achieve similar success. 145 By the end of 2011, Lopez was deemed the world's greatest musical comeback act, based on a study which analyzed over 1 billion Google searches since 2004. 148. Lopez returned as a judge for American Idol's 11th season in 2012, earning a reported $20 million. 144 That year, she released her greatest hits album, Dance Again, The Hits, to fulfill her contractual obligations with her former label Epic Records. 149 Lopez, who was divorcing Anthony and navigating the breakup of a family, felt as if the album's sole single, Dance Again, had come to her at the perfect moment. 150 Dance Again reached number 17 on the US Billboard Hot 100. Lopez launched the Dance Again World Tour, her first headlining concert tour, in mid-2012. It grossed over $1 million per show. 151. Lopez returned to the big screen in 2012, starring alongside an ensemble cast in the film What to Expect When You're Expecting, which is based on the 1984 book What to Expect When You're Expecting. 152 Lopez voiced Shira, a saber-toothed tiger, in the animated film, Ice Age, Continental Drift, the 4th film in the Ice Age franchise. 153 154 Also in 2012, a talent show, Que Viva. The Chosen followed Lopez, Anthony, and director-choreographer Jamie King as they traveled across 21 countries in Latin America to find new talent for a Las Vegas show. 155 In 2013, Lopez starred alongside Jason Statham in the crime thriller Parker, in which she played Leslie. Her performance earned positive reviews, with the Chicago Tribune commending the role for giving Lopez an opportunity to be dramatic, romantic, funny, depressed, euphoric and violent. The audience stays with her all the way. 156 That year, Lopez released the single Live It Up, and was named Chief Creative Officer of Nuvo TV. 157 158 She also served as an executive producer of the television series The Fosters, 2013 to 2018, a show about a lesbian couple raising a family. Lopez's desire to work on the series was driven by her late aunt, who was gay. 159. Lopez at the 25th GLAAD Media Awards in 2014. After a one-season absence, Lopez returned to American Idol for its 13th season, earning a reported $17.5 million. 160 Her 8th studio album, aka, was released in mid-2014 through Capitol Records, experiencing lackluster sales, becoming her lowest-selling album in the US. 161 The album produced 3 singles, Iluh Ya Poppy, featuring French Montana, First Love, and Booty, featuring Iggy Azalea. They reached 77, 87, and 18 respectively on the Billboard Hot 100. Also that year, Lopez released We Are One, Olola, the official song for the 2014 FIFA World Cup along with Pitbull and Claudia Light. Lopez released a book, True Love, which became a New York Times bestseller. 162. 2015 saw the release of The Boy Next Door, an erotic thriller that Lopez both co-produced and starred in as a high school teacher who becomes involved with a student, which eventually leads to his dangerous obsession with her. 163 The film received negative reviews from critics. 164 Despite this, it became her most successful opening at the box office for a live-action film since Monster-in-Law. 165 166 Lopez had a voice role in the animated feature Home and contributed the single Feel the Light to the film's official soundtrack. 167 168 She also starred in the independent drama film Lila and Eve, alongside Viola Davis. 169. 2016 to 2020, television work, Hustlers, and Super Bowl 54. In January 2016, Lopez commenced a concert residency show, All I Have, at Planet Hollywood's Zappos Theater in Las Vegas. 170. She performed 120 shows during the 3-year run, grossing over $100 million in ticket sales. 171. 172. At the beginning of the residency, Lopez signed a multi-album deal with her former label Epic Records. 173. Though she would depart the label before releasing any albums and released Ain't Your Mama, one of her most successful singles during the 2010s. 174. Also in 2016, she began starring in NBC's crime drama series Shades of Blue, which she also executive produced. She played Harley Santos, a single mother and police detective who goes undercover for the FBI to investigate her own squad. 175. The series premiere brought NBC its most watched Thursday debut in 7 years. 176. Starring alongside Ray Liotta, Lopez's performance received critical praise. 177. 178. That year, she reprised her voice role as Shira in the animated film Ice Age: Collision Course, 2016. 179. Lopez was executive producer and judge on NBC's dance competition series World of Dance 180, which was a ratings success upon its May 2017 premiere. 181. 182. That year, Lopez released the singles Ni Tu Ni Yo and Amor, 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 which were intended to be included on her second Spanish-language album, Por Primera Vez. 132. 183. Which was ultimately shelved. In 2018, Lopez released a string of Spanish and Spanglish singles, Se Acabó el Amor, El Anillo, Dinero featuring DJ Khaled and Cardi B, and Te Gust with Bad Bunny. Forbes noted that the songs were unable to completely connect on a crossover, mainstream level, but were more successful on US-based Latin charts, nearly all of them reaching number 1 on the Billboard Latin Airplay chart. 184. She later starred in and executive produced the comedy film Second Act, 2018, directed by Peter Siegel. 185. She also recorded the single Limitless for its soundtrack. 186. Second Act earned mixed reviews from critics. 187. But performed well at the box office, grossing over $72 million on a $16 million budget. 188. Lopez performing during her It's My Party tour in July 2019. In the first half of 2019, Lopez embarked on an international concert tour, It's My Party, to celebrate her 50th birthday. The tour grossed an estimated $54.7 million from 38 shows. Variety reported that most shows were sold out. 189. She also signed with new label Hitco Entertainment and released the single Medicine featuring French Montana. 190. She also became executive producer of 2 television series, Good Trouble and Thanks a Million. 191. Lopez executive produced and starred in the crime drama film Hustlers, 2019. Directed by Lorene Scafaria, the film is inspired by a true story, following a group of Manhattan strippers who con wealthy male Wall Street clientele. 192. Lopez's portrayal of a veteran stripper in Hustlers garnered acclaim from critics, with some deeming it the best performance of her acting career. 193. 194. 195. The film also gave Lopez her highest opening weekend at the box office for a live-action film, grossing $33.2 million. 188. 196. Her performance received nominations for Best Supporting Actress at the Golden Globe Awards, Screen Actors Guild Awards, Critics' Choice Movie Awards and Independent Spirit Awards. 197. The success of Hustlers was regarded by various media outlets as a comeback as an actress for Lopez. 198. 199. 200. Her perceived Academy Award snub for Hustlers, 2019, was referenced by Los Angeles Mayor Eric Garcetti when announcing a new initiative for Latino representation in Hollywood. 201. In February 2020, Lopez co-headlined the Super Bowl 54 halftime show in Miami, Florida alongside Shakira. The performance included an appearance by her child M. Muniz. 202. The performance was widely praised and became the most watched Super Bowl halftime show to date. 203. Later that year, Lopez released the singles Pati Ay with Maluma, which became her most successful song since 2017, and In the Morning, before headlining the 2021 Dick Clark's New Year's Rockin' Eve with Ryan Seacrest's special Live from Times Square on ABC. 204. 205. 2021. Present, focus on film and This Is Me. Now. In January 2021, she performed at the 2021 inauguration of President Joe Biden in Washington, D.C. 206. In mid-2021, she signed a multi-year deal with Netflix to produce a range of films and television shows through her own Nuyorican Productions. 207. And released the reggaeton Spanish single Cambia El Paso with Rauw Alejandro. 128. In January 2022, Lopez appeared as a guest on the 14th season of RuPaul's Drag Race in the episode titled She's a Super Tease. She co-produced and starred opposite Owen Wilson and Maluma in the romantic comedy Marry Me, 2022. 208. The film grossed over $50 million at the box office while becoming the most streamed day-and-date film on Peacock. 209. 210. And received generally mixed reviews from critics. 211. 212. Lopez and Maluma released a soundtrack for the film, which generated the singles On My Way and Marry Me. Her next project was the documentary Jennifer Lopez, Halftime, 2022, which focuses on her life following the release of Hustlers and in preparation for her Super Bowl performance. 213. Released on Netflix following its premiere at the Tribeca Film Festival, it garnered positive reviews from film critics. 214. 215. The following month, Jimmy Fallon and Lopez released a children's book, Con Pollo, a bilingual playtime adventure, which became a New York Times bestseller. 216. 217. Lopez co-produced and starred opposite Josh Duhamel and Jennifer Coolidge in the action comedy Shotgun Wedding, 2023. It became one of the top streamed films on Amazon Prime Video that year. 218. She also led and co-produced the action thriller film The Mother, 2023. 219. The film received mixed reviews. 220. But became the most watched film on Netflix in 2023. 218. 221. And at one point, was one of the most watched original films of all time on the platform. 222. After marrying Ben Affleck and entering a publishing partnership with BMG Rights Management. 223. Lopez released her 9th studio album, This Is Me. Now, in February 2024. 224. A sequel to This Is Me. Then, 2002, the album spawned 2 singles, Can't Get Enough, and Rebound featuring rapper Anuel AA. 225. 226. Lopez promoted the album with an exclusive concert at the Orpheum Theater in Los Angeles, which was recorded as a concert film and released by Apple TV Plus on February 21, 2024. 227. This Is Me. Now formed part of a 3-part multimedia project which included a companion musical film, This Is Me. Now, a love story directed by Dave Meyers, and a documentary, The Greatest Love Story Never Told. 218. 228. After potential partners backed out, Lopez financed the film herself for $20 million before it was purchased by Amazon. 218. While A Love Story received positive reviews from critics and became a success on Prime Video. 229. The film and its accompanying documentary also divided audiences, due in part to the overexposure of her relationship with Affleck. 230. 231. Lopez was set to embark on the This Is Me live North American tour, but cancelled it in order to spend more time with her family. Shortly after, it was announced that she and Affleck were divorcing. 232-233 She would later state that it was like my whole effing world exploded amid the public scrutiny surrounding her personal and professional life in 2024. 231. Lopez in 2024. Lopez's films continued to achieve success. Collider and Deadline Hollywood noted her to be among the most successful actors of the streaming era. 230-229 She co-produced and starred in the sci-fi thriller Atlas, 2024, the third project under her Netflix deal. 234-235 Atlas received negative reviews from critics but became a success on the platform. 236-237 In a positive review of the film, the New York Times praised Lopez's performance and called the film an intriguing concept. 238. Her next role was in the biographical sports drama Unstoppable, 2024, in which she plays the mother of wrestler Anthony Robles. The film premiered at the Toronto International Film Festival and received limited theatrical release before debuting on Prime Video. Lopez received praise for her work in the film 239, which Owen Gleiberman of Variety called the fullest screen performance she has ever given. 240 She was presented with Variety's Legend and Groundbreaker Award at the 2025 Palm Springs International Film Festival in honor of Unstoppable and her overall career. 241. Lopez returned to touring with Up All Night, Live in 2025, which consisted of 20 dates across Africa, Asia, and Europe. 242 On July 24, 2025, Lopez's 56th birthday, she released the single Birthday. 243 She co-executive produced and starred in the Bill Condon-directed musical drama Kiss of the Spider-Woman, 2025, a film adaptation of the Broadway 1993 musical of the same name. Her first role in a full-fledged musical, Condon wrote the part with Lopez in mind. 244 The film premiered at the 2025 Sundance Film Festival, where Lopez's performance received positive reviews. 245 In December 2025, she launched Jennifer Lopez, Up All Night Live in Las Vegas, a residency at the Coliseum at Caesars Palace which will span 12 shows. 246 That month, she appeared in a mid-credits scene in Anaconda, 2025, a meta-reboot of the 1997 film. 247. On March 6, 2026, Lopez released the single Save Me Tonight, in collaboration with French DJ/producer David Guetta. 248. Upcoming projects. Lopez will co-produce and star opposite Brett Goldstein in Netflix's Office Romance. 249 She will also co-produce a series adaptation of Emily Henry's 2023 novel Happy Place for Netflix. 250 She has also committed to lead and co-produce Netflix's film adaptation of the best-selling novel, The Cipher. 251 Lopez has several projects in the works as a producer. 252 253 254 Through her continued partnership with Netflix, she will also star in an adaptation of the novel The Last Mrs. Parrish, directed by Robert Zemeckis. 255. Personal life. Lopez was in a nearly decade-long relationship with David Cruz, her high school boyfriend, until the mid-1990s. 256 They were engaged at one point, and Cruz relocated to Los Angeles to be with her when she began pursuing her career. 257 She later said of Cruz, "You get lucky, you have a first love like that." 258. She was married to Cuban waiter Eugenie Noah from February 1997 to January 1998. In subsequent court cases, Noah was prevented from publishing a book about their marriage 259-260 and from using private honeymoon footage of Lopez in a documentary. 261-262. Chris Judd in 2012. Lopez was in an on-again, off-again relationship with record producer and rapper Sean Combs, then known as Puff Daddy, from 1999 to early 2001. 264 on the night of December 27, 1999, Lopez, Combs and rapper Shine were arrested and charged with criminal possession of a weapon and possession of stolen property, after leaving the scene of a shooting at a Times Square nightclub. 265 charges against Lopez were dropped within an hour. 266 while Combs was acquitted of all charges at trial in March 2001. 267 they broke up shortly thereafter. 22 Shine was sentenced to 10 years in prison. 268 Lopez later said that, while she had cared very much about Combs, their crazy, tumultuous relationship was always something I knew would end. 269 22. She was married to Chris Judd, her former backup dancer, from September 2001 to January 2003. 270. Lopez and Mark Anthony, 2006. Before her divorce with Judd was finalized, Lopez was in a relationship with actor and filmmaker Ben Affleck from mid-2002 to early 2004. Although they had crossed paths several times before, including at the 70th Academy Awards and at the premiere of Armageddon 271 both in 1998, their first major meeting was on the set of Giggly, 2003, in December 2001. 273 they later worked together on the music video for Jenny from the Block and the film Jersey Girl, 2004. 275 her album This Is Me then was dedicated to and inspired by Affleck. Their relationship was extensively publicized. 276 tabloids referred to the couple as Benny Fair, a portmanteau Vanity Fair described as the first of that sort of tabloid branding. 277 they became engaged in November 2002. 279 but their planned wedding on September 14, 2003, was postponed with 4 days notice because of excessive media attention. 281 they ended their engagement in January 2004. 282 years later, Lopez said Affleck's discomfort with media scrutiny was one reason for their split. 283 and described it as her first real heartbreak. I think different time, different thing, who knows what could have happened, but there was a genuine love there. 284. After her relationship with Affleck, Lopez stopped discussing her personal life in interviews. 285 she was married to singer Mark Anthony from June 2004 to June 2014. 286 287 they had previously worked together and dated for a few months in the late 1990s. 288 their wedding took place 5 months after the end of her relationship with Affleck. During their marriage, they collaborated on music and performed together, as well as co-starring in El Cantante, 2006. 289 Lopez gave birth to fraternal twins, a boy and a girl, on Long Island in February 2008. 291 People magazine paid a reported $6 million for the first photographs of the twins, making them the most expensive celebrity pictures ever taken at the time. 292 in 2009, Anthony and Lopez purchased a stake in the Miami Dolphins. 293 they announced their separation in July 2011. Anthony filed for divorce in April 2012. 294 and it was finalized in June 2014. Lopez retained primary physical custody of the 2 children.